Today marks the first day of the early signing period for college football teams across the country, and the Bison have been busy. North Dakota State welcoming their newest recruits into the herd this afternoon, and they're continuing their family approach to recruiting. This year's crop brings in even more family connections with tight end / linebacker Colin Knorr, son of Steve Knorr, former Bison defensive tackle in the early 2000s. And they're also bringing in Najee Nelson, the younger brother of Bison wide receiver Raja Nelson. Now, North Dakota State's already has former star quarterback Trey Lance's brother Bryce, as well as the Mostart twins on the defensive line. We spoke with head coach Matt Entz today on what it means for the Bison to have this family network.
No one likes to hear my rationale, but I'm going to explain it to you anyway. Typically, the younger brother's more talented. And the younger brother hears all the stories, the Kramerisms, maybe it's Coach Entzisms, the double rep, all the things that are tough about Bison football, but they also hear the relationships, the excitement, the packed Fargo Dome, they experience, and they still want to be here.
Now here's a wider look at the Bison recruiting class. The pipelines are still in place for North Dakota State with 6 players from Minnesota, including Moorhead Spud Austin Schultz. 2 Fargo Davies recruits signed with the Bison today as well, linebacker Oliver Lucht and defensive lineman Brennan Palmer. The North Dakota Fighting Hawks also announced their opening day signees, welcoming 26 recruits onto the team. Now, 12 of their signees came from Minnesota, their closest target being Crookston defensive lineman Ethan Bull. Fargo South kicker Landon Dawkin was the only North Dakota recruit to sign with UND so far. The emphasis was heavily on the defensive side of the ball, more specifically the front 7. Half of their recruits are linebackers or defensive linemen. Now let's go over to Hutch for your last look at weather.
Devin, thanks so much. Snowflakes are flying, and they're the light, fluffy kind. Now we're going to have wind for the 3 days following, all the way through Saturday into parts of Minnesota. We're going to have blowing and drifting snow causing difficult travel and some whiteout conditions as we go through Thursday, Friday, and even on Christmas Eve for our Minnesota counties. Brutally cold throughout. Christmas Day, another chance of a clipper making its way through. A Christmas clipper, that's just fun to say.
See you at 10.
Yeah.